Hello, yogis. Good morning, or good afternoon, or good evening. Welcome to our Wednesday Connect Restorative practice. So whenever you come to a restorative class with Yogi Institute, you will always need your props. So for today's props, I highly recommend that you have a bolster or a long, firm pillow. I really love this bolster. It is from Tumaz, T-U-M-A-Z on Amazon, and I love how firm it is. So if you don't have one and you like to practice restorative yoga at home, I highly recommend that you get one. It's awesome for so many things. And then also I recommend having your blocks available to you as well. So we're going to start today's class. This month's class is really a heart opening class. And something that I was focused on, or something that I am focused on this month, is compassion and courage. And looking at what it takes, the courage it takes to live with an open heart and to live with compassion. And so I feel like these two things, one requires the other. Like it takes courage to have compassion. It takes awareness to have compassion. Compassion is a conscious choice. And I think that the more we can open up our heart and live from an open-hearted space, the more we are able to cultivate the courage to have that compassion and to live with that compassion. So our first heart opener is going to be a supported fish. Now, the block, that's what I'm going to use today for that supported fish, but you can also use your bolster. So whatever you have, and it doesn't matter how high it is. Well, I wouldn't recommend it to be too much higher than the block or the bolster. Mine are the same height, but you're going to extend your legs out and bring the bolster underneath the shoulder blades. So for me, I like to have it almost where my bra strap, the bottom of my bra strap is, toward the top of the neck, and then let the head, the crown of the head, come down and tilt through the chin. Let your hands come down by your side. You can have your palms facing up or palms facing down, whatever feels better for you. And ideally, if you were to pull your shoulder blades together and really open up through the chest, you would feel the corners of the block between your shoulder blades. Between your shoulder blades. So just letting the shoulders hang heavy, closing down the eyes, connect to the breath. Start to really become aware of breathing into the heart space. With each exhale, see if you can allow the shoulders to fall more toward the floor and the chin to tilt up more toward the ceiling. What I love about fish pose is how it opens up our heart and our throat. And what that does is it aligns our words with love, kindness, and compassion. The heart chakra is connected to forgiveness, kindness, love, compassion. And our throat is connected to self-expression. And we can speak words that hurt, and we can speak words that heal. And I believe that when our heart chakra is open and our throat chakra is open, it's so much easier for us to find the words from our heart. And those are the words that heal. They heal us and they heal others. So even if it's something difficult to say, like it hurt me when you did that, when you're able to find those words and express yourself clearly and authentically, that is living with that open heart and open throat chakra. So let's take a few more deep breaths and allow ourselves to really settle into this. And maybe you open yourself up to the awareness of that heart and throat. And how does that apply to your life right now? Let's flip our palms, palm facing down. Slowly, gently press yourself up. And let's just take a moment to shift from side to side. Going to come into a supported butterfly forward fold. So you may want to grab your blocks and bring the soles of the feet together, the knees out wide, grounding down into the sitting bones. And then take your bolster out in front of you, sink your hips back, and start to hinge forward, letting your forehead rest on the bolster. And let your hands rest down, letting your shoulders come forward. Connect to your breath. Inhales and exhales through the nose. Part of the power of this practice is observing your thoughts. So it's also said, so living with that open heart, open throat, aligning our words with love, kindness, compassion, forgiveness. So with heart or with hip openers, it's said that we hold on to some of our emotional stuff or our emotional baggage in our hips. And so as we are here in this hip opening posture, we might have emotions that come to the surface. And it's really interesting when we can allow ourselves to be still, let the emotions come up, and get curious enough to attempt to understand where these emotions come from. Where and how are these emotions stuck in our hips, or where do they originate? So just see if you can just be there with that. Just be there with the thoughts, be there with the feelings, and stay curious about where is this coming from? Stay curious about where your mind takes you when you're in stillness. And press yourself up, coming neutral through the spine. Transfer that bolster behind you. Let's slightly lean back, plant the hands down, bring the knees together, extend the legs out, and let's just shift the knees from side to side. And then from here, we're going to extend the left leg long, and I'm going to take the block and remove it out of the way, and take the right foot and bring it in and over. So this is called half saddle. And you can stay lifted here. And I want you to know that it's okay no matter how close or far your foot is away from your body. Find what feels right in your body. There is no right or wrong except for what feels right for you. Let your body be your guide. And you can stay lifted here, or you can lean back on that bolster. For me, this is such a nice release. You can open your arms up, really let your shoulders open up. And I invite you to notice. So for me, I actually start to feel this stretch up in the chest and the shoulder, and it travels all the way down the right side, all the way down the right quad, and then through the shin on the right side, through the ankle to the toes. So this really is a whole right side body stretch or opening. Let yourself breathe into it. For me, it always feels really good to give a little foot massage, getting into especially the arch of the foot. Self-massage is such a powerful gift that we can give ourselves. And the feet do so much for us. And I think sometimes we take them for granted, like we can take for granted the rest of our bodies. And let's flip our palms, palm facing down, slowly, gently press the upper body up. Let's extend our right foot out. Take a moment, bend into that leg. Extend the right leg out long. Tuck the left leg up. Find that position that feels right for you. So maybe the heel is tucked in close to the hips. Maybe the knee is coming out. Maybe the knee is close to the right leg. Find what feels right in your body and then start to lean back. Arms come out. Staying curious, come back to your breath. Notice all of the places that you feel this. Flip your palms, palm facing down, slowly, gently press yourself up, plant your hands down, get yourself stable, extend that leg out, take a moment. We did this movement yesterday. Maybe you can feel that in your quad. And let's extend it out. Let's inhale our arms up overhead and just take a forward fold, lengthening out through the backside, feeling into that. Let's take our left hand to the outside edge of our right leg, peel the right shoulder back. Taking the right hand to the outside edge of the left leg, peeling the left shoulder back. Come back through center. Let's inhale the arms up overhead and exhale, bend to the left. And inhale through center and exhale, bend to the right. And come back through center. We're going to turn over and bring our stomach onto our bolster, coming into our half frog first. So if you have a blanket handy, you might want to bring the blanket out we'll start with the left side. Bringing your torso down onto the bolster, bring your left knee out to the left and keep your right leg extended. You can stack your hands underneath your chin and return to your breath awareness here. I invite you to close down your eyes and let yourself really sink and settle into the bolster. And let's extend the left leg out. Take a moment, shift the hips from side to side. Bend into the opposite side, bringing it out to that 90-degree angle. If you need the blanket or have the blanket, you can shift it over to the opposite side. Letting your hips sink down, breathing into this. And let's extend the left leg back out. Shift yourself from side to side. And we're going to come into, let's just sink our hips back, bring them forward, sink them back, bring them forward. And you can either shift yourself into your final Shavasana or come into a final full frog. So bringing the knees apart, feet come wide, letting your torso rest on the bolster. You can have the blankets underneath your knees. If this is hard on your knees, then just shift into your final resting pose on your back. I'm not going to be here very long. Using the exhale to really allow yourself to sink into the floor, sink into the bolster. Let's take 3 more deep breaths here. Let's send our legs straight out behind us. If you were in that frog, take a moment, shift the hips from side to side, and press yourself up, and let's make our way into that final resting pose, Shavasana. I'm going to use the bolster underneath my knees. Coming down. And let your hands come down by your side. Let your shoulders rest into the floor. Come back to your breath. Before we close out class, I invite you to pose a question to yourself as your day unfolds. How can I live with more compassion? And do I need to cultivate the courage in order to do so? How can I live with more compassion? And do I need to cultivate more courage in order to do so? I invite you to take those two questions with you and reflect on them and see what comes up for you. And notice if throughout the day you have the opportunity to choose compassion. You have the opportunity to choose kindness for yourself, your inner relationship, and the relationships with others. Strangers, friends, partners, family, coworkers, all relationships. How can I live with more compassion? And do I need to cultivate more courage in order to do so? Let's pull our knees into our chest, gently rock side to side. Rub the backs of your legs, rock yourself up, and come into an easy seat. Ground down into your sitting bones, press your palms together, tuck your chin to your chest. Taking a moment to be really grateful for your practice. Be really grateful for showing up this morning and doing something wonderful, reflecting, taking care of the body, connecting to the body, observing the mind, opening through the heart, opening through the throat, stretching through the whole right and left side, creating that space, the space for this human experience. Thank you for being here. If you like this video, please save it, share it, subscribe. The light, the love, the wisdom in me sees, honors, reflects, and encourages the light, the love, the wisdom in you. Namaste. I hope to see you again on your mat very, very soon. And until then, may your light be your